a special edition of NFL Mock Draft Live. With the 2016 draft just days away, we've gathered some of the brightest minds at NFL media to make their picks. Our 8 experts will play GM for every pick of the first round. Who will the Rams select first overall? Will FSU's Jalen Ramsey be the first defensive player off the board? Take a peek inside our war room. NFL Mock Draft Live, presented by Verizon, starts now. Welcome to NFL Mock Draft Live, presented by Verizon. I'm Colleen Wolfe. He is your commissioner and MC for the night, Daniel Jeremiah. Tonight, DJ, our experts are going to put their stamp on the 2016 NFL Draft. It's a buzz here.
I'm just glad I don't have to do the mock draft. I just get to sit back and watch everybody else make their selections. And so everybody at home can get upset at somebody other than me.
We have the very easy jobs tonight, but the GMs, they are going to have some tough picks ahead. You guys on Twitter, tell us if you agree or disagree. You can always just hit us up on Twitter. Just use the hashtag MockDraftLive. DJ, let's meet our GMs.
All right, we've got 8 GMs here, and I got to say, there's already been a lot of trash talk in the locker room, over some breakfast. There's especially at the end. We'll get to him in a second here. But starting us off with the first pick today, my guy Charles Davis, the pride of Tennessee. And you're going to be picking not just for the number 1 overall pick here, CD. You've got Rams, Bucks, Falcons, and Bengals. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Who wants to make a deal for number 1?
No, hey, no trades.
Talk to me.
No trades. There's no trades.
We are open for business, folks. We are open for business. We're trying to build a team.
You're closed for business.
I'm closed?
There's no business.
I can't trade one?
There's no trades.
Oh.
Next to you, by the way, I would say, maybe stretching a little bit here.
I'm gonna call you.
But the 4th best podcast at NFL Media, the Dave Damashek football program here. Dave has got. You're not picking for the Steelers this year.
You said it. That's what
You've got Eagles, Giants, Colts, Seahawks. You ready to go, buddy?
I'm ready to go, and your slights notwithstanding. Unlike everybody else with all their papers and all their studies, I'm like Skywalker flying in the Death Star.
What are these?
I don't need all this
papers?
stuff. I'm just going to use the
Those
Force.
are papers?
All right, next up, Bucky Brooks.
Not prepared.
My partner on the Move the Sticks podcast, Bucky Brooks, 2nd-round pick of the Bills. You've got Chargers 3, Bears 11, Bills 19, Packers 27. You ready to go?
I'm ready to bring back some titles.
Hold on a second. What number podcast is that?
We're number 1.
What's the
Come
ranking?
on,
Number 1 in the building.
Come on.
We're the first place in the building.
All right, now
They're
the only person at the
In their
table here
heads.
that I had a poster of in my room growing up is the man sitting next to me here. It's my
The
Hall of Fame.
playmaker.
3-time Super Bowl champ, the playmaker, Michael Irvin.
Oh, God. I think
He had a poster up on himself, too.
We're still up.
Mike, you've got Cowboys, of course. Cowboys at 4, Saints at 12, Jets at 20, and Chiefs at 28. How much time have you put into the Cowboys versus these other teams?
I put time into everybody because I know I'm coming back on TV to see my people. I've been home chilling. Don't worry, I'm always prepared. Follow me. That's what you win. That's how you win.
All right, Maurice Jones-Drew, you've got Jags. Your Jags at 5, Raiders 14, Redskins 21,
Say my
Cards
Raiders
29.
too, because I have 2 teams.
Yeah, your Raiders as well.
I wanted the Texans, but we'll talk about that later.
All right, now we have an expert at the table because we've got a legitimate general manager, Charlie Casserly. Charlie, you've got Ravens 6, Titans 15, Texans 22, Panthers 30. Is this a normal prep for you, just like you're working for a team?
Absolutely. Hey, we're serious. We got the book now.
Oh, you're cheating.
These aren't these phony reports. These are real reports.
Where's my book?
Mooch.
That's
9
the real
seasons
stuff.
as NFL head coach. Steve Mariucci, you've got 49ers, Bay Area 7, Lions 16.
crazy, man.
You've got Vikings 23 and Broncos 31.
And I've only been fired from 2 of those teams. I got them right now. We're going to try to get this right.
You got it. You're going to give it to them.
I'm going to give it to
2-time Super Bowl champ Ike Taylor. Ike, you've got the Browns here, big one at 8, Dolphins 13, Steelers 25.
You got that?
You ready to go?
What are you doing?
Smell like success over there.
Hey,
I didn't know success was a deodorant now.
No, it is. Before we get started,
Smell like success.
hey, before we get started, again, I mentioned it, CD. There's no trading, okay?
I'm open for business.
This is pick right where you are.
I'm open for business.
You already made this.
And by the way, the clock.
Trade with you.
There's no clock, but I
That's where I
have
would've
the
made that
right
one.
at any point in time to tell you you're taking too long. So
Okay.
those are the two rules we have.
Gotcha.
Here. All right, we're
Right out of the gate, DJ, may I point out, though, that questionable choice in who you have sitting next to each other.
Someone's
Charlie
bitter.
Casserly, who not that long ago opted against drafting one Maurice Jones. There may be some bitter feelings here.
He spelled it Mario Williams.
Let's get going. Let's get going
He
here.
spelled it Mario Williams.
This is not a 10-hour special. Hey, let's get going. Charles, you're up here.
All he wants is airtime.
First overall pick. I assume you're going quarterback. Which one are you going
Sit
with,
back,
CD?
man. This is my pick, all right? No, I'm just kidding.
I like it.
This is my man right here. All right. Since the Rams went to Los Angeles, you know there's no way you can play in this city and not make a splash. Hence, the move from 15 to 1. You only go up there if you're going to get the so-called impact player. In this case, it's got to be a quarterback. It comes down to Jared Goff of Cal, Carson Wentz of North Dakota State. Many people are looking at Goff and understand why. It makes perfect sense. Kid from the Bay Area, played in the Pac-12. He could be the new guy to be the face of the franchise and build on. Let me point out a couple quick things over here. Seattle, back-to-back Super Bowls, running the football, a quarterback who could escape and run the ball as well. Carolina Panthers in the Super Bowl last year. Run the football, quarterback can escape that way as well. This kid may be small school, 1 AA, but he provides that escapability after Todd Gurley runs it. He changed up with Tavon Austin. I know everyone's screaming for Jared Goff, but the correct choice is Carson Wentz, North Dakota State. He's number one at the top of the board. And that's that.
There we go.
Well, there you go, folks.
I like it.
There you go.
Explain this to me. You
What are the
guys
Eagles
told
gonna
me,
do?
Bucky Brooks, Daniel Jeremiah, you guys told me 4 months ago that there was no help coming in this draft if a team needed a quarterback. Now, the first overall pick is...
First of all, that's a Dave Damashek paraphrase right there.
Did I tell you that?
You did not, Charles.
Okay. Just remember, I did not tell you that.
I've had both guys in my top 10. I haven't had them up there at the very tippy top of that list. But you need a quarterback. You got to do it. You got to make it happen. You're up next, by the way, Dave.
All right, well, I guess I have to do what I thought Charles Davis was going to do. I'm going to make it real quick here. Jared Goff is my pick here. I do question, did the Eagles really trade up not knowing what QB was going to be available here?
I don't believe that for a second.
I mean, this idea, well, we'll take whichever guy falls to us, seems pretty loco to give up heaven and earth to just see whichever other
Hang
two
on.
falls to you.
You think that they called Les Snead over there and said, "Hey, who are you going to take?"
You think that they don't have a pretty good indicator?
I think
You
they
really-
have
you
like
really
a,
think that they
I think
sat
they probably
there-
have like an 80% certainty
and it was
that they
worth it.
know.
It was worth it.
But
Yeah.
if the other guy fell, they'd be okay too.
They'd be okay. Listen, they had to
Either
do
or.
their. I think they had to do their homework on both of them. That's why I did my Sonny Weaver Jr. card down here, and I said Carson Wentz, no matter what.
You could have two players at the top of the draft. You can take. We'll take both of them.
Right.
Yeah. I mean that's not inconceivable.
And actually,
And you have to be prepared to make that trade, getting the guy that you don't want. Just as if you're the Rams and you know who you want, hey, guess what? If you make the trade now, you better be prepared to take anybody up there. Because how do you know that Goff, if that's who you're going to take, isn't going to get in a car accident and never play another game of football?
So Ryan Leaf would have did well for you over the paid man. It was both of them right. I'm just messing with you, buddy. Yeah, just let you know it's out there like
You
that.
saw the
now.
expression of my face with my face now.
Irv has already got.
We had a moment.
Yeah, you already set it up.
Irv's already started us off here.
In this scenario, I actually think Jared Goff going to Philadelphia is a good move because from a fit perspective, I think he's a better fit in a West Coast offense. I don't know what the LA Rams are going to do, but in terms of a quick rhythm thrower, a guy who can get it out of his hands, I think he would be a nice fit in Philly in that offense that Doug Peterson's going to play.
I'm glad that Damashek, as a Pittsburgh guy, didn't totally try and ruin the whole draft by messing up Philly's pick. I was a little bit nervous, but you came through big.
I considered scuttling this whole thing and going Tyler Boyd at number 2.
All right, Bucky, you're up. Number 3, San Diego Chargers.
Man, this is tough because ideally, in a perfect world, I would take the best player available, and I would say that Laramie Tunsil is probably the best player available. However, when I look at the San Diego Chargers, I look and see on their roster they have King Dunlap at left tackle, Joe Barksdale at right tackle, and I'm worried about taking maybe a surplus pick. So I'm going to go to the defensive side of the ball,
And I'm going to say that they need to improve their side because my defensive coordinator, John Pagano, wants to make sure they can get back to playing good defense. This is a team that really struggled, stopping the run, stopping the pass. So I'm going to say, rather than go in the back end where I can get the guy that I've been touting all draft season, Jalen Ramsey, I'm going to flip it up. I'm going to go DeForest Buckner.
I like it. We have our first surprise of the draft.
And the reason I'm going to go with DeForest Buckner, I can plug him in to left defensive end. He can play my 5 technique. He's an inside pass rusher, 10.5 sacks last year in the Pac-12. You have an opportunity to put someone inside who can affect the timing of the quarterback. I've always been taught that the pass rush can affect the coverage far more than the coverage can affect the pass rush. So I'm going to get a big playmaker inside, and we're going to build it from
Quick question, Mr. GM. Did you keep your quarterback out of the draft room?
Oh, yeah, I kept him out.
You kept him out. Because last year, those guys didn't play a whole lot. Barksdale did. That's why he's back. But you're talking about Dunlap. He was dinged right from the word go.
We're going to hang our hat that those guys will play better. We're going to play better defense because we saw our division rival go to the Super Bowl on the strength of their defense.
That's why he's the GM.
Get 3, though?
All right, hey,
that's why he's the GM.
We'll have more time. Bucky's going to get some more picks. You can get in on that a little bit. The playmaker, though, we're going to give him a commercial break. Get ready to roll.
Give him a commercial break.
Get him ready to roll. We got a big one coming here. Dallas Cowboys with the 4th overall pick right after this.
Call it
Zeke.
Playmaker.
Zeke.
Call it
He said,
Our 2016 mock draft is off and running. When we return, we put the playmaker, Michael Irvin, on the clock for the Cowboys. Will he find Dallas a playmaker for this generation? Plus, one of the draft's top prospects finds himself in a free fall. Find out who falls and how far next.
You proved yourself in college, but do you have what it takes to make a name for yourself? The 2016 NFL Draft, and it's all right here. We go behind the scenes and inside the war rooms as the future of a franchise hangs in the balance.
You ready to go to work?
Hear that? That's destiny calling. Welcome to the family. The 2016 NFL Draft, starting April 28th on NFL Network.
It ain't like we didn't know. It ain't like we didn't know. The man already guaranteed we were going. We already knew. Nobody tell us when we should and when we shouldn't win. Let no one define what we ought to be. All right? Like I promised you last year. Do all you got. That's all we can do. All you got. All right? All we got on 3. 1, 2, 3. All we got.
Look at that. Welcome back to NFL Mock Draft Live, presented by Verizon. Michael Irvin, he's on the clock representing his Dallas Cowboys. Will he try and find the Emmitt Smith to his Dez Bryant? Or is he going to find a defensive end because Randy Gregory, he's going to miss some time? I don't know. They were 31st in sacks last year. Irv, what are you going to do?
Man, that's a great intro.
What do you think?
He gets an intro.
And it wasn't just because it was me on TV. That's a great intro. But everybody is talking defensive end, and it trips me out, guys. We don't play the game separate. It plays together. And last year, I think Dallas found out. Everybody kept saying, you can put anybody behind that offensive line. Stop lying. No, you cannot. Yes, you put Darren McFadden back there. Yes, he went for over 1,000 yards, but he ended up with 3 rushing touchdowns. What wins in this game? Defense affects games. Offense and points, they change games. And this kid, Ezekiel Elliott, 23 TDs last year. We're back. I'm getting back to double trouble. Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin, Ezekiel Elliott and Dez Bryant, and we'll be on our way to a Super Bowl. Listen to what I'm telling you now.
Oh, man.
What about Alfred?
Ezekiel Elliott and Alfred Morris?
Alfred Morris.
Hey, now.
He still looked the same.
Let me tell you about Alfred Morris. Alfred Morris, 750 yards, 1 touchdown. It's not about who wants to win.
4 touchdowns now. Can't you win with 4?
That's exactly my point. And here's the big kicker. It's not about who wants to win, because everybody, when I say who wants to win in this league, everybody raises their hand. Give me the dude that hates losing the most. And that's what Ezekiel Elliott is, and they need that in the locker room.
How you still look the same, though?
I appreciate that. You ain't showed me tonight. You ain't showed me tonight.
He's no longer just the playmaker. He is our present-day Dorian Gray. There's a picture in an attic somewhere, okay, that's gone straight to heck. But the playmaker still looks the same.
Real quick before we get to MJD, who rushes the passer for this team?
Do you understand? A couple years ago, when they were 12-4, they were like 31st in sacks. And last year they were 31st in sacks. It doesn't. If you're up by points, you'll get many opportunities to rush the quarterback. If you're down by points, you're not getting those opportunities because they're handing the ball off.
His answer just said he doesn't have anyone to rush the passer.
In week 5 he will. In the meantime, you have a team that can score 40 points a week.
And that's what wins football games.
Here's the thing. Ezekiel Elliott will win more games than any rookie up on this board because of what he can do.
Come on, man.
And playmakers.
We're moving on.
Hey, hold on a second. I'm just glad he watched his path to the draft because we talked about that a long time ago.
Yes, sir.
All right, MJD, you're up.
I got the
Jacksonville Jaguars.
I feel like I got the 3
You're a
best players.
UCLA guy. Don't act as if drama.
Like, we're going to take
no
Miles
drama
Jack, but I
here.
have to give a little drama. You leave Tunsil. We struggled a little bit in the offensive line, right? I have Jalen Ramsey, arguably the most athletic player, and then I have Miles Jack. I mean, let's just be honest, the most versatile guy. We're going to go Jack. Let's just go.
So you're going to take an injured guy.
Yeah, no
question.
Over 2 guys that may be rated higher.
He got this.
He's a Bruin.
Shocking
Okay?
you take a Bruin.
An injured guy.
Bruin.
I'm saying.
Tunsil's still on the board.
Still on the board. So you got
We don't need that. This guy plays running back, linebacker, corner, safety, whatever you want. He can do it. He probably can play quarterback too if you allow him to.
Laramie Tunsil, some players are like, oh my God, what is going on?
That's why I want to get to Charlie here. Because last year, Charlie, in the draft, we saw Leonard Williams, 6th pick. I thought he was the best player in the draft. Heck of a value for the Jets. Now you're sitting here at number 6 with the Baltimore Ravens, and the number 1 player a lot of people believe is still on the board.
No, he's not on the board anymore.
Well, you go ahead and just eliminate that right now.
Hey, best player available, right? Laramie Tunsil.
There you go.
No discussion.
There you go. See, smart man right there.
Laramie
Smart
Tunsil.
man.
What do you like about him, Charlie? What do you like about him?
I love this one.
I like
Ozzie
him.
Newsome
Let me
should be
say
so
this
happy
here.
about that.
The Ravens, Ozzie Newsome takes the best player available, okay? So I'm taking the best player available. But they could use a defense. They can use a pass rusher. They can use Bosa. They can use a corner. They can use Ramsey. They can use a tackle least because they got Eugene Monroe, who's not elite. He's not a Pro Bowl, and he can't stay healthy, okay? What do I like about the guy? I think the guy is an excellent pass blocker. I think he's got great balance. He's got great feet, got enough athletic to move. I think the guy is a better than average run blocker for a left tackle because most don't do that. To me, he was the highest rated player on the board. He's the parallel from last year was Leonard Williams. Do we need him? Hey, we can go line up, but guess what? He's going to be there. And we're going to move Monroe to something else.
He's not going to pass on that type of value. I know, Mooch, we were talking in the locker room before. You thought you had a shot at Miles Jack. I told you that wasn't happening. Because MJD here. Now, what are you going to do here? You got the 49ers at pick number 7.
We can trade.
So there's no trade. And you know what? Chip Kelly's the right guy to be doing this right now for them. The fans up there are a little bit disappointed because they thought maybe a Jared Goff would be a quarterback that they could take, but not so fast. And the Kaepernick thing is still unsettled, all right? That's going to be a possible draft day, draft or trade. Now, here's the thing. A lot of needs on a 5-11 team, right? And they were 8-8 the year before. They got beat up, and they lost a lot of defensive linemen, as you know. They lost a lot of linebackers. That's why we were thinking about Miles Jack. They lost Patrick Willis and Scuda and Borland and Alden Smith, right? Well, he's gone. How about their offensive line? They lost Mike Iupati to Arizona, right? Alex Boone just went over to the Vikings.
True.
Anthony Davis, I don't know what's going to happen with that guy. He retired. He's coming back. Is he going to be traded? I don't know. We better get an offensive lineman because I don't care who's playing quarterback or running back. You better have an offensive line like they used to have. So I'm going to go with the best offensive line. It's a little bit by need because Joey Bosa is still on the St. Thomas Aquinas is still on the board. This pains me to pass that guy up. But you know what? I'm going to go with Ronnie Stanley from Notre Dame. We need a tackle. We need a tackle.
Bad fans hate you. They wanted Ramsey.
Laquan Treadwell's still there too.
Okay. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Isn't Jalen Ramsey considered by many to be the best player available?
Jalen Ramsey still said, Ike.
Speaking of
Ike,
Jalen
you are
Ramsey.
up, my friend. You've got the Cleveland Browns at pick number 8. You traded back, got a lot of value.
Hold on. I got a phone call here. Ike, this is the Cleveland Browns calling.
Yes.
They're protesting.
what
How
is
come we have a
protest?
Pittsburgh guy picking up players?
Well, guess what? Things have changed. How many rings you got?
What do you got here,
We
Ike?
live in a different world than we did 30 seconds ago.
No question.
Can't do it.
This is kind of a pretty good spot for the Cleveland Browns to be in this scenario.
They're doing backflips right now.
That's why we had to make this trade with Shaq. That's why I made that trade with Shaq, going with the 2nd pick to the 8th pick. I feel like, man, the 8th pick just going to put me right in the position I'm at now. A lot of guys just going to overthink who they're looking at on the draft board. We just saw Laramie Townsend get off the draft board. I can pick a lot of guys for the Cleveland Browns. We need a lot of people.
Yes, you do.
In a lot of different
You only get
places.
one right now.
And my point is active. We only get one. So I'm going to go with the best available. The best available. I think the second most superb athlete when he's healthy, Jalen Ramsey.
Oh, there you go. He
How about that value?
Yeah, and the reason why I'm going to go with Jalen, man, Joe was hurt last year. Had some issues with a concussion. So he rarely played for me. But when Joe plays for me, he's a Pro Bowl caliber kind of corner. Yeah, I know it's not typical to get a guy not this high, but I wouldn't mind having 2 studs.
Where are you
at
playing? You're
cornerback.
playing him at corner?
I'm playing him at corner. And here's the reason why I'm playing him at corner. I'm really not going to need anybody too hefty at safety. We just lost a safety in free agency. Joe is coming back. Hopefully he can be healthy. Yeah, we drafted Gilbert last year. He hasn't turned out to what we 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He hasn't turned out to what we think he's going to be. Hopefully I can put him in the slot, put less pressure on him, get him in some sub packages. I'm going to go with Jalen all day, man. He brings the enthusiasm. He's just a natural-born football player.
You just made your defensive coordinator very, very happy.
Thank you.
Ray Horton is going to be so ecstatic to have that type of a player. Mentored by Dick LeBeau.
Yes.
He's going to put him in different spots in different places.
He can play anywhere in the
He's having a
second.
blast.
Maybe he uses him like a Troy Polamalu.
He's
He's inside, he's outside, he's all over. He jumps over the top.
You know, Ray right now, Ray's already scheming.
Jalen Ramsey is my matchup guy.
Yeah.
If
You can
I'm,
use it depending on the week.
yeah, if I'm playing the New England Patriots, I can line them up against Rod. If I'm playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, hopefully I can put him against AB. So he's my so-called
Now you're going to look too far.
This is my early pick.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
The value so far, Colleen, the value that Ike Taylor just got there.
I mean, it's
number 8,
unbelievable.
That
It's off
might
the
be the
charts.
leader in the clubhouse right
It's
now.
off the charts.
but talk about
still on the board.
Chill out,
Joey
man.
Bosa
Because,
is not on here yet. I can't believe it.
Well, believe
How does
it.
Joey Bosa fall out of the top 8 there? But you
Colleen,
have, I mean,
you didn't say you liked my pick.
I liked it, all right? I liked it. It
said
was
you
good.
liked Charlie's, you didn't
but I
like
mean,
mine.
I was so surprised that, first of all, Charles goes with Wentz off the top, and then you have back-to-back tackles and Jalen Ramsey to the Browns. What else is going to happen? Craziness is ensuing. We'll have more next.
These friends of mine will come and go. I just want you to know. All these things make me who I am. Maybe all these things make me who I am. Only looking up with my head down.
All right, it's time to see what's trending, presented by Hyundai. In the month leading up to the draft, we've been checking out what you guys have been saying on Twitter, what you want your team to do on draft night, and we found some interesting things. Take a look at some of the best social stats we found. Let's start our journey through the Twitterverse with what else? The number 1 pick. Before the Rams' blockbuster trade at number 1, Titans fans were buzzing about Florida State cornerback Jalen Ramsey. He had accounted for 6% of all Titans tweets. But Rams fans have a different player in mind. Since the deal, Carson Wentz has been mentioned in over 8,000 Rams tweets, more than any other prospect. But Cal's Jared Goff isn't far behind with 6,000 mentions. Let's dig a little deeper. It seems like Baylor wideout Corey Coleman has captured the imagination of a number of fan bases. Chicago, Detroit, and Houston's fans all tweet more about the speedy wideout than any other prospect. What about America's team? Well, Cowboys fans have spoken loud and clear with over 5,900 mentions. No single defensive prospect is more associated with any other team on Twitter than Ohio State's Joey Bosa and the Cowboys. fall. It's a match made in Twitter heaven. That was What's Trending, presented by Hyundai. DJ, over to you to find out what the Bucs are going to do. Are they going to get a defensive end? What are they going to do?
We got Joey Bosa still on the board. Charles Davis, you're up picking for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You also got Vernon Hargreaves at corner there. You got a lot of good options.
Yeah, I do have some options, don't I? And those are exactly the ones. Colleen mentioned it as she brought us back about a defensive end. Listen, Bosa's not the only one there that should be in consideration. If you want to be a little bit on the risky side, Kevin Dodd. Remember Ezekiel Ansah when he came out? Everybody's talking about, well, he didn't have much experience and he didn't do this. I think they like their pick now, and they like it a lot. Dodd, only 1 year of high school football, 1 year of production at Clemson. He could be that slippery defensive end that could get you what you want. Hargraves in the corner. But I have to go with the man with the heavy hands.
About time.
I've got to go with the big thumper himself. St. Thomas Aquinas is in the house. Joey Bosa.
Man.
They have not had a good pass rusher off the edge since Simeon Rice.
You like Joey Bosa
His
like
fade.
that?
Yeah, as with all these prospects here, I'm going to go with the guy that I've seen do it on the big stage time and time again. I saw him do it from his freshman year on. I'm going with Bosa.
One thing people don't realize about him
Definitely had
the numbers, the sack numbers for Joey Bosa went down this year. The pressure numbers actually went up. So he just wasn't finishing. He was still pretty disruptive.
And he got better against the run as he went along.
All right, Dave,
Who open on the back end.
Yeah.
Not, but
you're
not
up here.
suffer.
New York Giants.
I fear that the Bucs just drafted somebody who suffers from the Matt Leinart syndrome, though. You know, got hidden or could hide some of his flaws with all that high-end talent in Ohio State. Nevertheless,
I'm going to have Joey visit you and talk with you.
Me and I can be there to be with you, Shaq.
Thank you, Maurice.
Go ahead, Shaq. Get us going here.
All right.
New York
Now,
Giants.
listen, I look at recent history and I see that, unsexy though it is, what seems to be winning is depth on both of the lines of scrimmage. These are the teams that are getting to the Super Bowls consistently over the last 5 years. On the other hand, though, Odell Beckham is there. Eli is making magic with him. What if you give him another weapon on the other side? I know he had a slow 40 time. I don't care. Maurice Jones-Drew taught me that the most important thing about who you draft is he's got to love football. I've talked with this guy. Laquan Treadwell loves football. I don't care about his speed. Antonio Brown, Larry Fitzgerald, Jerry Rice, they ran slow 40s
Man,
too.
I like him. Jerry Rice ran a 4.9.
I like it. It just keeps getting better, doesn't it? With every year, Jerry gets slower.
5'2",
and he was 137 years old when he ran it.
He's 175 years old.
Okay, I think the big thing with that pick, understand the wide receiver coach for the New York Giants, Adam Henry, spent time in the SEC, used to coach at LSU. So he coached Odell Beckham. He's seen firsthand Laquan Treadwell. You could put those guys together, have a little yin and yang.
He's got to make a lot of contested catches.
That's what he do.
The old Miss connection there.
Yeah, specialty. But I appreciate it, though, because you love my guy.
Bucky, you're up 11 Chicago Bears.
On the board. So the Chicago Bears, John Fox, Vic Fangio, they want to continue to fix that defense. Having spent time with John Fox in Carolina, I understand that he likes corners who have the instincts and ball skills to turn the ball over. This is a defense that is on the come. They're trying to remake the Monsters of the Midway. So I'm going to go with Vernon Hargreaves as my guy with pick 11. I know we have Tracy Porter there. We can kick him inside to nickel. He can play on the outside. We have another young corner in Kyle Fuller. We now can play the style of defense that we want to play. Look, Vic Fangio did a great job with the San Francisco 49ers when he had those young corners playing. I'm going to say he gets it done in Chicago with two young corners in Kyle Fuller and Hargreaves.
Ike, you like this one?
I like it. I like that. Actually, I thought Vernon was going to Tampa, but Mr. Charles had waited on the guy, Joey Bosa. But Hargreaves, I felt like he was the second, just overall. He's a right now ready kind of cornerback. I felt like from the neck up, as Coach T would like to say, that's what he presents. His dad is a college coach. So he gets it. He takes chances. A lot of guys in the league, a lot of guys in college don't like taking chances because they're not confident in making that mistake. He don't mind making a mistake. So I had him going second too.
But I like that you brought up the fact that he is a son of a coach.
Correct.
We do that for certain positions.
Correct. Yep.
We don't do it for other positions.
Correct.
We do that for certain people.
quarterbacks.
We don't do it for other people. This kid was raised in the game
We
too.
only talk about quarterbacks. That's why. It's just that's the way it is now. And I've been hurt here because I love Bosa. You know, I love his brother. I love his dad. I spent a lot of time with those guys.
You like his uncle, too?
And he has a great motor. That's what it is. And I wanted Treadwell to replace Marcus Colston. I wanted somebody. Colston's not a fast guy, you know, and with the Saints, you could have put Treadwell in there, our game changer. We worked him out. You know he knows how to play in that slot position. But he's gone. The Saints got great offense. I mean, total offense, they're number 2, 8 in scoring offense. They first in passing. So now let's go over on the defensive side and get somebody to help this defense. 31st in total defense, last in scoring. They're horrific on defense. And I'm taking from Kevin Dobbs right there.
All right.
Right there. And to get me some help to help get this team back to where they need to be.
Who you got, playmaker?
He's got Kevin Dodd. Clemson.
Kevin Dodd.
Couldn't you draft defense every pick for
Only
the Saints?
31
That's what I'm
sacks
saying.
last
That's
year.
exactly what I would do if you were
next year,
the
too.
Saints. It'd still be hurting still. Yes.
By the way,
Yes.
that is the 4th time across the table Michael
Yeah.
Irvin and Charlie Castle.
I know they have
This has the makings of a great reality show.
We are for real. You guys are playing
Listen,
with
I'm
this
telling
thing.
you, because I feel like a little, you know, it's like we're not measured. We need we just need to switch or
All right,
something.
when we come back, we got the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins are up next. We're going to go a little bit out of order around the table here because Ike Taylor is up to make the pick for the Dolphins, and we'll be back with that selection in just a minute.
Let's go. Here, Ike.
NFL Total Access, the only live nightly show dedicated to the NFL, with exclusive off-season coverage and up-to-the-minute news.
We start with the developing story.
Interviews.
That's what you work for. You know, you want to be the best.
And analysis.
So they got a little better in free agency.
All leading up to the 2016 NFL Draft. Everything NFL.
Let's go!
Every day.
Touchdown!
NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday at 7, live on NFL Network.
Welcome back to NFL Mock Draft Live, presented by Verizon. 12 picks in, DJ. All right, biggest surprise so far because we saw Laramie Tunsil go to the Ravens. You know that they need help on that offensive line, especially with Kelechi Osemele. Now with the Raiders, Ozzie Newsome loves his guys up front. DeForest Buckner going 3rd. What do you think here?
I think there's 2 of them. I'd say Laramie Tunsil was my number 1 player. Going 6th there to the Ravens was a great value for them. And then Jalen Ramsey, I think, is the 3rd best player in the draft. Right there to Ike Taylor with the Cleveland Browns.
All right, let's see what else we have going on. Who's up next?
Well, we're speaking of Ike because Ike is up next.
Ike's
and we got
going
the
now.
Miami Dolphins up here, Ike.
That's our GM right
The
there.
running back, I think you were maybe hoping the running back would fall to you. That didn't happen.
Yeah, that didn't
he went
happen.
way early. So what are you going to do here?
Playmaker took him early, man.
Yes.
Easy E took my guy early, man. But we have some problems over here in Miami, and it's on the defensive side. We got 2 cornerbacks that left. And Brent Grimes, Bryce McCain was a former Pittsburgh, still a guy, went down there, didn't turn out the way it was supposed to be, so he left. We got 2 defensive ends that left, Derek Shelby, Quentin Corbs, he already left. Oliver Vernon was a surprise, he left. So I was thinking, man, the way you build your house is from the ground up. And I think a lot of people would say a cornerback would be a typical pick at this fit. But, man, I'm looking at a guy, man, this guy since high school, all I see is TFL, TFL, TFL. And that's tackle for loss, tackle for loss, tackle for loss. That means he know how to get home.
Yeah.
He going to cause havoc. He going to cause pressure. I'm going to go with Clemson, Shaq Lawson.
I like that.
And the reason why I like Shaq Lawson, man, is he's just a football player, man. You really don't have to say anything to him. When he comes on the field, he makes plays. If you just look at 2015, man, 25 tackle for loss, 12.5 sacks. If you just go to 2013 and beyond, it's another TFL with 10 tackles for loss. Yeah, we like to talk about the sacks, but guys who create havocs can get other people involved. I think this guy, Shaq Lawson, man, is one of the guys who's going to come in right now and be a rookie impact, and he's going to be my TFL guy.
There you go.
For the Miami Dolphins.
Both Clemson guys.
Is there any other way to build a house besides ground up? Start somewhere.
Hey, playmaker. I'm gonna tell you this right here. My grandma always sense ain't, man. Common sense ain't common for everybody.
MJD, you're up, man.
I'm torn.
Oakland Raiders. And by the way, I just realized the reason we had to go out of order is because you wanted to do the Raiders. So that's why.
right. Yeah, that's how we do it.
Go ahead.
You got to move some stuff around. Otherwise, I was going to knock on the
Maurice, Jags play the Raiders in the AFC title game.
It's
Who
a
are you rooting
win-win.
for?
It's a win-win.
Who
for
are you
me.
rooting for?
It's a win-win. I have one
There's
son
no
that loves the
loss.
Jaguars,
No.
one that loves the Raiders. It's a win-win for me.
All right, you already picked for the Jags. What do you got for the Raiders?
This is tough. I think you have a need at the right side of your offensive line. You've added some pass rush, but you can't have enough pass rushers. But with that young quarterback, man, this is tough, guys. I don't know where I want to go with this. I really don't. Can I ask you, Commissioner? Where should I go?
I can't tell you that.
You can ask. I can ask.
Do you think Roger could tell?
I give handshakes and draft
mock draft.
Yeah,
Right?
exciting. I give handshakes and hugs. That's it. That's all that I do. What do we got? Make a call. Come on.
I'm going to have to go Robert Kimdichie, D-tackle.
Hey, that's a
listen, man.
Okay.
He is a Raider.
Yes,
we know
he
that
is.
much.
All day long.
And we know Old Al would love this guy. Very athletic.
Maurice, do you have
Big
the,
stroke.
do you feel like you've got the locker room for him?
Oh, no question.
What leads you to believe you've got the locker room
No,
for Robert Kimdichie?
right now. I'm stepping in on this with you, man. I spent some time with those guys, Carr,
Mac.
I spent some time with those guys, man, and I believe they're doing something in Oakland. And I told those guys, make sure everybody that comes in this locker room play like you guys play, and you will be fine. They're doing a good job.
It's not Oakland I'm worried about. I'm asking about Robert
I think the
Kimdichie.
D-line coach, they have the right D-line coach.
Jethro Franklin is the
Yes.
D-line
All right, we got to keep it moving.
No,
We can't keep it
We got to keep it
moving.
moving. Michael, your best friend's up. Charlie Casserly, you're up here. Tennessee Titans at 15, Charlie.
I like what
Well, I'll tell you what you have here is you have a classic situation because obviously you need a right tackle. Okay, and there's two guys sitting there. There's Conklin of Michigan State and Decker of Ohio State, and you know both of them I think are solid players. But sports fans, Leonard Floyd's still on the board.
He is still on the board.
Okay, you got a pass rusher.
Okay, I like
Am I
that.
taking a pass rusher or am I taking a right tackle? Man, I'm taking a pass rusher, Leonard Floyd.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like that.
We're going to put that out.
We'll get
Leonard
we'll
Floyd,
find
Charlie, I've heard buzz that Leonard Floyd could end up going as high as number 5
Yes,
in Jacksonville.
yes.
Colleen, we've got some wild action now. We've taken this thing to the next level.
All right, well, the two Clemson ends, they go back-to-back at 12 and 13. MJD, he's not scared off by Robert Kimdichie. And then Charlie Casserly took Leonard Floyd at linebacker at number 15. Next up, we have Mooch with the Lions. They need some offensive line help. It crushed them at the beginning of last season. We'll see what he does coming up next.
You proved yourself in college, but do you have what it takes to make a name for yourself? The 2016 NFL Draft, and it's all right here. We go behind the scenes and inside the war rooms as the future of a franchise hangs in the balance.
You ready to go to work?
Hear that? That's destiny calling. Welcome to the family. The 2016 NFL Draft, starting April 28th on NFL Network.
Nice job there, Corey. Hey, Dom. Hey, Dom. Nice job. Somebody tug it. Let me see if you got it. Let's work it out. Everybody do it. Hey, let's have some fun, man. Hey, let's go. Way to run in there, man. Way to run. Way to run. Keep it going now. Squeeze the ball. Come on, guys. Get it! You learned something. Learned two things. You guys got a lot of fight in you, and I love that.
Look at our very own Steve Mariucci still rocking that nice hair, too. I mean, like, wow. So he still has the
got the Honolulu
pick
blue
coming up
going,
for
too.
the Lions.
Yeah.
Listen, I saw you in the makeup room this morning. You know, you were doing your thing. But the Lions, what are you going to do about them? Because they need some offensive line help. They need someone to use the secondary. What are they going to do, DJ?
All right, Mooch, you're up 16 with the Detroit Lions, but before you make the pick, what the heck were you doing in the makeup room?
What were you doing in the makeup room?
I was watching Colleen get all her stuff done for about an hour and a half. And I'm also
this action going on.
I'm rocking the Honolulu blue, right, Charlie?
That's
The
what he was
Honolulu
doing.
blue. That was a Freudian slip, believe me.
There it is.
Okay, so the Detroit Lions, you know what? The big news, obviously, in the offseason, they lose Megatron, right? And so I don't see Matthew Stafford throwing the ball for 5,000 yards again. Yeah, they signed a Marvin Jones and Jeremy Curley to help ease the pain.
I like
a little
Marvin
bit.
Jones, Coach.
I do too. I do too.
lot.
But there's only one Megatron, right?
There's only one.
So
True.
they're last in the league in rushing the football. Come on. They're going to have to be more balanced than that. Amir Abdullah, good kid. It was a rookie last year. He's going to be a fine guy to run the ball. And Theo Riddick. But you got to get some help up front. And there are a couple of good offensive linemen right now left on the board, and I like our chances right here with either one of these guys. The two I'm choosing between is Jack Conklin, Michigan State Spartans, and Travis Decker over there, the Ohio State Buckeye. But you know what? Detroit Lions, what state is that in? Michigan?
Right.
Yeah, well, you know where Conklin's from? Michigan
Okay.
kid.
Walk on.
So, walk on to All-American.
I'm writing it down right now.
Walk on to All-American.
Conklin.
He's from Plainwell, Michigan. Are you kidding me? He's not a Youper. He's a Loper. But you know what? This kid is going to go in there. Now, maybe he ends up at left tackle, and you move Riley Reif over there to right tackle. And if he's not quite ready, you play him at right tackle. But they need another tackle. Jack Conklin, Michigan State's the guy.
I like it, Coach.
Coach, I like it. Go ahead.
Nice pick, Coach Izzo. All right.
Real quick, but Jack Conklin, that walk-on thing keeps coming out there. They brought him in, and you know when he got his scholarship? January. Okay, so it wasn't like they brought him in and said you got to do it. He was preferred. They knew they would have it coming up. He got it. It's a great story. But the truth of the matter is they knew what they were getting with this kid.
Why are you ruining the great story then?
I know, Charlie. When in doubt, print the legend. Yeah, I know how it works. All right, let me be quick on this one. Dan Quinn, all right, we know he's creative defensively. And he also has to look at getting Matt Ryan back on track because there was a lull last year where he was not Matty Ice, threw some interceptions that were just out of the blue. You didn't know what was going on. Devontae Freeman, of course, helped running the football. I still think they need help in the offensive line. I still think they can upgrade Ryan Schrader at right tackle because you've left me Taylor Decker right there, Coach, because you took Jack Conklin. I can do that. But one of my favorite players in this draft, I'm not going to overlook it now because they always need help on the defensive side. That's Darren Lee, Ohio State.
Here we go. Okay.
Good one.
I like that
Fits
pick.
the system, athletic run and chase.
Run and cover.
And just thinking what DQ is going to do with him, moving him around and putting him into position.
All right, I like that. I like that one.
We know you're going offensive line, so just go out there and say,
Well,
if you don't.
You've got the Colts' fate in your hands here, Dave.
That's true.
No,
And do you know when you?
No, I don't.
Well, first of all, Grandpa Mooch just stayed in state, Michigan State, to the Lions, so that means I have to go IU, my alma mater's Jason Spriggs to the Colts. But no, I will stay Big Ten, however, and I am going to finally take Taylor Decker off the board.
Yeah, he's a good one.
I think
If you didn't.
that the GM, I think that when you watch an SEC versus Big 12 football game and the referees are from the SEC, you know how they'll make a call for the Big 12 just to show everybody, hey, we're not playing homers here. I think that's what Grigson's been doing the last couple of years. I want to show you I'm not just all about offensive linemen. I keep taking wide receivers. Now he's going back to his
So you're kicking Muhort inside? Is that what we're doing? We're taking Muhort, kicking him inside, and putting Decker
You get better at two
I
spots.
think so. That's why.
We're going on now, guys, to pick number 19, the Buffalo Bills. Bucky has this pick, but before we get to your pick, Bucky, I want to get in the Wayback Machine. Remind people, 1994 second-round pick, Bucky Brooks. I think we got a little something on the monitor.
I see a buck. Oh, no, you didn't. I see a buck. Bucky.
Go, Bucky.
Get out of bounds.
There's a couple things to look at. Hold up. Look at the back of the jersey. Both names. Your whole name on there.
You gotta know my name.
First time. By the way.
I got a playmaker.
Second of all, that was like
his whole government name on the back of his jersey.
Bucky.
He gonna wear his jersey to the club.
That was like a 17-yard return. Poor Jim Kelly's just trying to walk on the field, and he's got to dodge a football because you just spiked it into his face.
It was Monday Night Football. Hey, everybody watching. Hey, MJD, I got to keep it saying. Bucky knew Twitter was coming out before Twitter was coming out.
Hey, Bucky. Were those the Calgary Stampeders you were playing?
That was our throwback.
That was Denver, right?
Go ahead, Bucky.
So the Buffalo Bills, I'm tasked with helping them come back. Rex Ryan wants to get the defense back on track. Last year, they were really hurt when Kyle Williams went out. So I'm going to go with a defensive tackle, Sheldon Rankins from Louisville. I want an interior pass rusher, a guy that can jump in as my 3 technique. I don't know how much longer Kyle Williams can play, but I want to have someone that I can throw in there. We can rotate. We can get after the passer. And I know that Rex Ryan is very creative. Look, my guy has 26 tackles for loss, 14 sacks.
With all those D tackles on the board, was that your differentiator? The guy who could rush the passer?
Absolutely, rush the passer.
The other
we had an
guys?
offline conversation with Mooch and Charlie. Were talking about being a nickel. Being a nickel 63% of the time. So rather than go with a Jaren Reed or Ashawn Robinson, I'm going to go with a guy that gives me a little more pass rush. We saw him at the Senior Bowl. He was unblockable in situations.
Bucky played in the AFL. I can't believe it. He's still
That is some beautiful video. All right, we're gonna take a little bit of a break here. We've got Irv coming up with the Jets, and there's a feud at this table. There's 2 people at this table that don't like each other very much. Stick around, we'll tell you who it is.
Just a few.
I got some footage. That's the first time I got footage. I didn't know you had footage.
Mighty's
ever.
Everybody
put your whole name on the back of your jersey.
Did everybody have a whole name?
Who else did you have? Bill Brooks. Dylan Brooks.
The New York Jets are on the clock and need a quarterback. We've seen 2 signal callers fly off the board already. Will we see our 3rd quarterback drafted by Gang Green? Plus, former Texans GM Charlie Casserly is on the clock for Houston. He shocked the world when he drafted Mario Williams over Reggie Bush in 2006. Will his next pick shock everyone once again? That's next.
These friends of mine will come and go. I just want you to know. All these things make me who I am. Baby, all these things make me who I am. Only looking at me with my head down.
Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, the 2016 NFL Draft kicks off on NFL Now Live. We'll have every single pick from the draft, plus instant draft grades. That's courtesy of Bucky Brooks. Maybe he'll wear his jersey, too. Extended interviews and much more live from Chicago. Check us out Thursday at 8 on NFL.com for or check it out on all your favorite connected devices. We have it all going on. Some of our picks here, we have Taylor Decker, so the Colts and Joe Philbin. He gets a rookie tackle for that offensive line. Sheldon Rankins goes to the Bills, so maybe Rex Ryan can turn things around on that defense. But up right now, Irv is on the clock for the Jets. Will he take a quarterback for Chan Gailey? Maybe someone on the offensive line because DeBrickashaw Ferguson is retired. DJ, what's he going to do?
Hold on a second. Is Bucky okay?
Yeah, Bucky took some friendly fire. He's not going to apologize for that spike. If you're waiting, it's not going to happen.
No, it's a big play.
You're all right.
I'm trying to find Bucky Brooks jersey online.
Hey, Colleen just hit him with that Super Bowl.
Everybody with it.
Are you going to
Brooks jersey?
You're going to go.
Playmaker, you never had your own name on your jersey.
Hey, that's what
the whole name.
That's the whole name.
Jump us here. What we got here?
Well, let me tell you something, man. First of all, and I thought OT here for a moment, but the reality is, if I'm the Jets, anybody, any quarterback, if I spot him in the queue that can say the B, I'm drafting him. I'm running up and drafting him. You got Ryan Fitzpatrick sitting out. You can get 2 picks with this 1 pick. You take Paxton Lynch here, and Ryan Fitzpatrick will run into camp right now. That's what I'm taking. I'm going at the quarterback. I got a 6'6" quarterback. I got a 6'5" receiver on one side and a 6'3.5" receiver on the other side. The best thing to help bring a quarterback along is big receivers because they got big catch radiuses. So he can just throw the ball up in the air, and this young kid throws it up in the air, and Brandon Marsh and Eric.
We call that combat catching.
Playmaker, you got 6'7" quarterback. He's 6'6" and 5'8".
6'7" there.
There you
6'5",
go. You got
put
your
that 5'8" on
6'7"
top of it.
quarterback.
I mean, that's a big kid, and he can move. So I'm going quarterback right there.
All right, MJD, you're up. Washington Redskins, 21. It feels weird with you making this pick next to the guy who was a GM of the Washington Redskins. But
it's okay. I will not be calling his name. You don't got to worry about that. He knows how it feels.
I know you were smart.
Yeah,
so.
That's right. I can call you. I mean, it's tough. I feel like I can go center here, but I think the center from Alabama will be there. I'm going to go best pick available.
He's not going to be there the next time you pick.
You don't think so?
No.
We'll trade up in the second round. But I'm going to go Darren Lee out of Alabama. We got to get that defense right, man. That's the best D tackle on the board right now. Get him out there, stop the run.
Bigger need than offensive line.
Oh, yeah, no question. We got to stop. They let too many guys go on defense.
Did
You lost
your
Paros.
pick change because now you have Josh Norman as your number one corner? Was corner ever a consideration prior to that?
No. It was either going to be, I was either going to build both either the offensive line or defensive line, so I had to go defense.
Did you think surprise receiver at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, no more. You're not fielding any more questions. Charlie, you're up here. 22, Houston, Texas.
Yeah, you got two needs here. First of all, on offense, you need speed. That's one of the primary things. You got wide receivers of potential there. Defense, Jared Crick is going to Denver. There's a big hole sitting there, 34 defensive end. This draft, as we know, has depth in the defensive line. It has no depth at wide receiver, so I'm going to go wide receiver here, Corey Coleman of Baylor. We're going to get fast.
I like it.
Okay?
I like it, Coach.
And we got a quarterback that can throw deep.
Okay,
So-
can he?
Yes, sir. Osweiler.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yes, sir.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
For $18 million, you better do something.
So Charles, you like your wide receivers coach a lot, right? Because he's got to teach a few more routes here.
Hey,
Nah,
Hey,
this is what I'm gonna say.
one, go.
Hey, this is what I'm gonna say about the routes. Yeah, we said the man can only run 4 routes, but playmaker know if your 4 routes look the same, it's gonna be hard to cover regardless. If you got 2 routes, but if them 2 routes look the same as a cornerback, if I'm looking at the same 2 routes, I can't guess on one of them be wrong. So yeah, we might say this man can only run a few routes, but if all his routes looking the same, he's still cooking with game.
Well, it sounds like he's quadrupled the pleasure there. So
I think he's the best wide receiver in the draft, and we could see a little run on receivers here because after the break we've got Minnesota Vikings, Cincinnati Bengals, and a big rift with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I teased it earlier. You're gonna want to stick around for this one.
NFL Total Access, the only live nightly show dedicated to the NFL, with exclusive off-season coverage and up-to-the-minute news.
We start with the developing story,
interviews,
That's what you work for. You know, you want to be the best.
and analysis,
They got a little better in free agency.
all leading up to the 2016 NFL Draft. Everything NFL. Let's go! Every day. Touchdown! NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday at 7, live on NFL Network.
Welcome back to Mock Draft Live. Here's a look at the board here. We have Steve Mariucci coming up with the Vikings. Rick Spielman, he's definitely going to need some help, some depth there for Teddy Bridgewater. And Charles Davis is going to pick for the Bengals. They lost Marvin Jones. Not sure Brandon LaFell is the answer. Here are some of the guys on the board. Josh Doxson from TCU and the burner, Will Fuller. So we have first up Mooch. DJ, let's hear it.
We got Minnesota Vikings here, Mooch. You saw the receivers Colleen was just talking about. That would seem to make a lot of sense. What do you think?
She's a smart girl over there.
Well,
yeah.
thank you very much.
Okay, so listen. Teddy Bridgewater says, hey, listen, calls up Rick Spielman, says, last year, 1, 2, and 3 were defensive guys over there. Trey Waynes and Eric Kendricks and Hunter.
And Rick Spielman says, he says, I got a head coach next to me. What do you want, Bridgewater?
Yeah, and I got a North Turner that says, a little help. I need a little help from my young quarterback because he's pretty darn good. We run the ball well, but we're 31st in passing. I need some help. And when you're 24th in the red zone, what you need is some receivers, whether it's a tight end or a receiver, that has height, that has length, okay? And I'm looking at a receiver over there. And Colleen, you know what? You were right.
I already know
Josh
who you're
Doxson from TCU is a 6'2" wide receiver, and he's a good one. And you know what? You got Stephon Diggs over there from Maryland, a 5th rounder that really panned out. Jarris Wright. I think you get another receiver like this, all of a sudden Teddy Bridgewater really accelerates.
And he pulls the trigger and throws it downfield a little bit more out in the open field.
And this guy catches the ball with his hands.
Yeah.
During the commercial,
no, but he was a scholarship kid at Wyoming, and then he walked on to start at TCU, and then he became a guy.
CD just invoked the name.
This walk-on thing, you know. Come on.
JJ Watt was a walk-on over there.
Listen, a lot of guys earned them, but these guys, there's some different stories to it, too. He was Central Michigan. He wasn't walk-on there either.
Mr. Walk-on hater down there, you're up with the Cincinnati Bengals.
I would have been
Charles.
proud to have been a walk-on in a lot of places, trust me. All right, listen. There used to be a singer named Misha Lay. And she sang a song called No More Lies.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
MJD?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Hello?
Wait a minute.
Can you hear me now?
They're going to trade.
You want that center?
Yes.
You want that center?
Yeah, let me come get him.
You want that center?
I'm going to come back up. Let me give you a 4.
Because I could take your Jaron Reed and put him next to my Geno Atkins,
Let's
and
do
I
it.
could make a
Hold
play.
on, you got
Let's do it
call
right-
waiting? Because this
Hello?
is a commissioner. There's no trades.
Real quick.
You can't behave.
We know Andy Dalton needs more receivers. We know that, right? You guys got that run on receivers that have started now. Do I want a Will Fuller for speed at this point? Can I elevate a Michael Thomas into this spot? Guess what, folks? I know Russell Bodine has been holding down the pivot for them, but they are a run-first physical football team. Ryan Kelly, Alabama, center, goes in that spot.
I like
they
it, Coach.
continue to run the football and continue to play against those tough physical teams in Pittsburgh and, of course, Baltimore and Cleveland trying to get there.
Hey, maybe 2016 is their year to win a playoff game, everybody.
And remember, you told him he wouldn't get there. He wouldn't be around for the second time.
Hold on, Mr. Pittsburgh. I've teased this a couple times
Yes.
now. We got to go a couple years back when we did this show in 2014, I believe. As Ike's going to be up here with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But Ike, before you make your pick, I want to show you what was said about the 2014 selection.
2014.
Let's see what we've got here.
2014.
Yeah.
I understand the gravity of this selection. 2 8 years, unacceptable for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We need to shore up the secondary. Mike Mitchell now joins Troy Polamalu back there. Ike Taylor, long in the tooth. We need some help at the corner spot.
Oh, you thought they weren't going to show it?
I stand by my analysis.
Hey, you still looking for the replacement.
Hey, Dave, I'm with you.
How long is that take?
Hey, Dave, no. Where's Ike today?
He's with us.
He's sitting
He's right here.
Okay.
But I can still play, Charlie.
He's still looking for my replacement.
Ike, I was just trying to get in Kevin Colbert's ear, and maybe he would retire a little early, and now it's worked out here.
Before you go across the table and just, you can't pick yourself with this pick. You got to pick somebody in the draft class. Or who you got?
Oh, man. Pittsburgh Steelers, man. 30th in pass defense. 21st in third down. I'm looking at who we need. Cornerback,
If you
safety.
need help, I'm right here. Ike.
Cornerback, safety.
Who did you pick
Cornerback,
anyway?
safety. Yeah, I always talk about building the house from the ground up, and I think common sense ain't common for a lot of people.
What's your favorite fruit, Ike?
Bananas. Stay hydrated.
Okay. I was wondering if it was apple. I didn't know.
No, I like it, though. Even though I do like Eli, I'm going to go with a defensive tackle, man. Young man out of Baylor, Andrew Billings.
I like it, Ike.
And here's why I'm going to go with Andrew Billings. He's another TFL guy, and he led his team in TFL. So you mean to tell me a guy who plays defensive tackle can lead my defense with tackle for losses? I like that. At the same time, for a defensive lineman, he doesn't need help. You get your superior defensive line guy. He doesn't need help like a cornerback, maybe with pass rushing, like a quarterback, maybe with a good offensive line, a good running game. He can come in and right now and help my defense.
Hayward, Tuitt, and that guy in the middle.
And you help your linebackers, right?
Dave, you see how he was able to rise above
Look
the
at the
rhetoric.
GM. Look at the GM.
And
Jose,
make
what's
a
it smell
mature-
like, Ike?
Success.
There you go.
Mature decision. All right, Dave, you're up here. Seattle
All right, he
Seahawks.
didn't name anybody, but I think he more or less embarrassed some of the options that they have at D
26.
tackle right now. All right, so it falls to me, the Seattle Seahawks, and you know what? I think you were just talking about fresh produce, and Eli Apple does seem to be a quintessential Seattle Seahawks DB. Let's go Eli Apple.
Okay.
I like it. Big boy.
Going corner.
400 pounds.
Colleen, he's going Eli Apple.
I know, I almost needed a step stool for that one.
They found a lot of success later on in the draft at corner, but they go with the first-round corner here, Colleen.
I like it. I mean, that's a good pick. I'm interested to see what's going to happen here with these last 5. I mean, the Packers, are they going to go with some type of inside linebacker situation? Because Clay Matthews, I think it's time to move him back on the edge. Kansas City, they lost Sean Smith. They need a corner. The Cardinals, they need some help on the offensive line. There's so many questions. We'll have some answers for you coming up next.
You proved yourself in college, but do you have what it takes to make a name for yourself. The 2016 NFL Draft, and it's all right here. We go behind the scenes and inside the war rooms as the future of a franchise hangs in the balance.
You ready to go to work?
Hear that? That's destiny calling. Welcome to the family. The 2016 NFL Draft, starting April 28th on NFL Network.
Welcome back to NFL Mock Draft Live, presented by Verizon. Let's take a quick recapping look here at where the top names on social have went. You guys have been talking about them all week and really the entire offseason. Carson Wentz, he went to the Rams. Jared Goff to the Eagles. That's not something that people really were thinking was going to happen. Then we have Joey Bosa going 9 to the Bucs. Corey Coleman at 22 to the Texans. But now we have the Packers on the board with Bucky Brooks. So let's send it over to the desk of polos, guys.
Now, we got a lot of
A lot of polos.
I tried to wear a T-shirt and they X-nated.
This looks like school issue uniform.
We got to hurry up and get the Bucky.
He says
I got
both Bucky and Brooks on the back of it.
I got a test in third period, Bucky, so let's get moving here. Green Bay Packers, pick 27. Ragland's still out there. That one sticks out to me. A team could use a linebacker.
I feel like you've been looking at my paper.
No,
I feel like you've been studying my paper.
School.
I feel like you've been studying my paper. Yeah.
That's an outer code.
I mean, I think the main issue with the Green Bay Packers, they haven't been able to really stop the run the way they want to. Clay Matthews has been playing out of position at inside linebacker, even though they want to move him in and out. I believe he's best served to play outside linebacker. So I'm going to get a true traffic cop and Reggie Ragland to occupy the middle. I want a downhill thumper. I want to get some toughness in the middle of that defense. And look, we're going to get all the pieces back on offense. If we can get a little bit better on defense, I think it has an opportunity for us to go a little farther. So I'm going to go Reggie Ragland, Alabama. He is my new starting linebacker.
All right, Irv.
I like it.
Irv, you're up here. Kansas City Chiefs. You can be Andy Reid and John Dorsey here. Pick number 28.
And I love this opportunity. It's my last pick, and I want to talk through this. And I know you guys, did you guys see this article where it says right there, see that Sporting News names in Miami? The best NFL draft school ever.
No, we didn't see
that. I just showed it to you right there. That lets you know right there.
So what you talked about? What year was that article
What
written?
does that mean? I don't know. This was written the other day, April of 2016. So what it says is these guys, players from Miami, transition well into the NFL. That's what that article is talking about. And I'm going and taking me a cornerback out of the U. Right there. Taking Artie Burns. Right there. Out of the U. And I'm putting him in Kansas. I'm taking him.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Did I stutter?
No, he didn't.
I didn't stutter. I gave you the reality. That's what I'm taking
right here.
Bam.
That was my guy.
Stop it. See how
seriously. I like Artie Burns.
That's what I'm talking about right there, man. That's
a lot of
what
size, a lot of length, a lot of ball skills.
The guys from Miami. They played in Miami.
Wow.
These guys, all guys in Florida.
So playmaker. So you mess up playmaker. You mess up the whole draft thing with that one.
from one coast all the way other side of the country.
Come on, MJD.
Arizona Cardinals. MJD,
Man,
what do
you know
got?
what? I'm about to go with a crazy pick here, but like you said,
It is crazy.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to turn out. We're going to go Noah Spence out of Eastern.
I like that.
Pair him up with my guy from the.
Good pick.
Why's that crazy?
Pass rusher. Chandler Jones, Noah Spence. We look like a football team.
Let's do it. I got you,
like a football
baby.
team.
You be the face, I be the brain. We can make it work.
We still want your running back.
I feel like we've accomplished a lot here. We've got through pick 29, and you guys have finally got over your issues that you had.
Well, it made some sense finally.
So, there's still plenty of time. We've got a couple picks left. Still plenty of time for them to fall out of love.
That's right. No, we got it now.
The last two picks of our mock draft come off the board. Will the Panthers get their replacement for Josh Norman? Will Mooch draft Peyton Manning's replacement? Those questions and more will be answered when NFL Mock Draft Live concludes.
These friends of mine will come and go. I just want you to know.
Welcome back to Mock Draft Live. Here's a the board. Just 2 teams to go in this first round. The Panthers are up with Charlie Casserly, Dave Gettleman. Well, we know that Ron Rivera has a lot of trust in him right now after the Panthers rescinded the franchise tag on Josh Norman. Maybe they'll get somebody for the secondary. And then the Broncos, Mooch, I don't know. They need some help with the offensive line. LaRaven Clark, he's still on the board. DJ, tell us what's going to happen.
All right, we got Carolina Panthers here, Charlie. Offensive line, I would have thought before the whole Josh Norman thing. Now I'm thinking maybe we look in the secondary here.
Yeah, the discussion is going to be the obvious one corner. I mean, even with Norman, they needed a corner. Now they need 2 corners, okay? The other one that you at least have to discuss is the defensive tackle position because K'Wan Short's in the last year of his contract. Starlo Talele, he has last year of his contract, but they can obviously put a tender on him. Can you sign both of them? Or so maybe you take a defensive tackle here that assures that you've got some flexibility. Now, if you end up signing both of them, then this guy sits on a bench. But at this point, cornerback here, William Jackson from Houston. Okay, he's got size, speed, athletic ability. And to me, he would go with him over Ashawn Robinson. To me, that's the discussion.
Over Ashawn? Yeah,
big time speed.
And they keep those 13 tackles, right?
They're here this year. We know that.
Without Norman, though, now they can sign.
What about tackle? Right? You would think they'd have to go tackle after the they got
William is more valuable than Ashawn.
In terms of the corner, they need a guy. And this guy, to me, when I look at Norman, he plays similar to Norman, the self-made guy. You can get a corner.
I know for that system, you don't need a corner. You got
to somebody out there.
You got to fight your defense. You got to fight your defensive line. You got a cool front 7. So, and I keep going back to this. I keep going back to this Giants game. They asked Josh, no defense, no disrespect, Josh. They asked Josh to play man.
They normally don't play man.
My point exactly. Play man for 3 plays. And for them 3 plays,
it was all bad.
OBJ was wide open. He missed one. He missed one and caught 2. So that's what I'm saying. Why not go defensive line?
Hey, Mooch, where your phone at?
Ashawn Robinson.
Mooch, you're up. Man, where your phone at?
Denver Broncos pick 31.
Yeah, so
Jags is calling, Mooch.
This 31st pick, the last pick in the first round is. Wait a minute.
Jags is
pick it up, baby. Yep. Wait a minute. Hey, we're not supposed to trade. That don't matter. Frowned upon in this establishment.
Can we get a ruling from the commissioners?
Look, I might make an exception. Just tell me what you got.
Moochie, you ready?
We got two commissioners.
So you might. Who is this anyway?
Hey, this is Gus Bradley's voice. Hey, Moochie, baby. I'm trying to move up 7 spots. Can we make it happen? Can we get to 31?
Call me Moochie, baby.
That's how I get you.
That just changed the price.
Okay, so you're at 38. Where are you?
Yeah, at 38.
And you want to move up to 31.
Yeah.
And what are you willing to give me?
I mean, what you want?
What I want?
Don't get crazy.
By the way, that's not the strategy that you want.
38 and
you want 38
and your next pick. What's your next pick?
My next pick. You want a 3 and a. What do you mean?
I want your 2 and a 3.
2 and a 3. You get a 2 and a 4.
Now, how about a 3? Here's the thing.
Mooch, I can't give you everything. I got 3 kids at home and 2 dogs.
Yeah, well, listen.
I got
moving up into the first round now will allow you later on, if you hit on this guy, to exercise your 5th-year option, okay? It's very important to have a first-rounder instead of a second-rounder. So that's added value for this.
I've decided to make my ruling. This trade's not happening.
I got it.
You guys can't agree on anything. This trade's not happening.
2 and 3.
2 and 3?
Is that cool?
Yeah, 2 and 3.
Okay. Congratulations. This trade isn't happening. Mooch, you're up here. Denver Broncos, 31st pick.
Under the table.
Hey, Charlie, scoot back. What do you got here, Mooch?
Okay, so, well, you know what? When you win a Super Bowl,
get your phone out.
Thank you, Coach.
Get your phone, GM.
You win a Super Bowl, you either get better or you get worse, okay? Well, this football team is much different than they were just a month or 2 ago. You lose both quarterbacks. I think still that Kaepernick thing is still alive somewhere in there. It's
all I said it was dormant.
It's dormant. That means it's not dead yet, okay? Because they have Mark Sanchez, and Mark's doing a good job and all that stuff. But you know what? They have to address the quarterback issue. But they lost 4 offensive linemen too. When you talk about Harris and Vasquez and Mathis and Clady, they're gone. They got to start retooling that offensive line. Yeah, they need help. Malik Jackson is gone, too. Danny Trevathan. They've lost some players now off that good football team. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to say this is a safe pick with an offensive lineman. I don't really like over there Cody White here from Kansas State. He played left tackle. But he's going to be a heck of a guard, and he's going to start for a lot of years. It's a very safe pick for the Denver Broncos, Cody White here from Kansas State.
Tackle, kick inside, and play guard. MJD wanted to take him in the top 10 in a mock draft, Moochie, so I know he likes this.
Who's doing the Patriots
fell a little
pick
bit.
here?
Just fell a little bit.
There you go. There you go again.
What did he say?
You always poking the bear.
All right, hey, as
The Patriots don't have a pick.
As we wrap up,
Patriots pick.
we've got the first round done here. As we wrap up, it's time.
they
It's
would
time
just
for
trade out
our.
anyway.
It's time for top grade picks presented by McDonald's.
So I want to know who's the best value here up on this board. I know we talked about already Laramie Tunsil falling to the Ravens, but I don't know. There's a lot of other guys up here that when you look at them, Joey Bosa down there, who do you think is the best value for where they got them?
Well, first of all, I ran from the other set over here faster than Jerry Rice.
No, you're working out. You're working on your cardio.
But I'll tell you what, my favorite pick, I'm going to go Ike Taylor. Jalen Ramsey here with the 8th pick. That's tremendous value. 3rd overall player.
Good job,
Browns traded back out of those picks.
And that was our top grade picks presented by McDonald's.
Ike, congratulations on that one.
Thank you, DJ.
What's it smell like? Ike?
You want one that I don't like?
A reach, yeah.
Okay, a reach. Let's see.
Go
Man,
for a
I'm going to
reach.
go, gosh, a reach. For me, a reach, as I look down here, I'm going to go with this one by Ike Taylor.
Ike, you're getting-
Andrew Billings, who is
You're
actually
all
my
up.
25th player, so not a reach from a player standpoint. But I thought being a secondary guy, Ike would have got this secondary some help. They are terrible in the back end, passed up some big corners.
Making the quarterback throw the ball.
Hey, I want to be sure we thank all our teams. 8 GMs picking for 31 teams, and we might do a separate special. Maybe get the Patriots their 2nd round pick,
Yeah.
2 second-round picks. So if you're left out, Patriot fans, we'll tweet those out.
Yeah, we should definitely stay here and do this again. We should do round 2. I think all of the GMs will be down for that. And listen, keep it locked right here on NFL Network all week long as we bring you the latest on the NFL draft. We'll see you Thursday night as we put the LA Rams on the clock.